YouTube, what it do? It's your boy out here, and today we are going to be going over yesterday's trade. I have been on vacation all week, pretty much. I haven't really been making too many videos in general. But besides the point, I figured I'd go over yesterday's trade, what happened. I'm not going to lie, the market is not the exact market I like to trade in, okay? I make videos about this all the time. It's important to talk about, right? The market throughout the global stuff going on right now, with the gas prices going crazy, we're going to war pretty much with Iran and Israel, all that stuff. People are scared, okay? The market is going to have a lot of fear, and when fear is involved, there's a lot of just volatility. You know, there's a lot of up, down movements, and this is what I talk about all the time, and without the Lord, it's impossible to do this, okay? Without the Lord and just having, what's that word? Just confirmation, I guess, or, just, what's that word called? I'm thinking of a certain word here that I can't even think about right now. Huh? It'll come back to me. But having that ability, just, hey, you know what, God, I trust you, and at the end of the day, I'm going to do my strategy and just pray for the absolute best. God has your back, right? So that's kind of the way I'm going to put it there. Trading as hard as it is, and it's especially hard when the market's not really moving how it normally would. There wasn't really, I love the way it's moving, but I don't love the way it's moving, that kind of thing. So let's get into pretty much what happened yesterday. I made $1,540 on some of my eval accounts, and then on my funded I made $450, so $400, something like that. But besides the point, right? I've talked about this before. We use micros now. If you guys are new to this channel, I trade the MNQ. I normally on my evals accounts I will use 5 micros. On my funded accounts, I should say. Jeez, I can't even think. On my funded accounts, I'll either use 2 or 3 micros. Sometimes, if I really am feeling it, I'll go 4 or 5. But that's it, man. I don't go too much more than that. We don't need to. If you can make, $600 trades on 4 different funded accounts, you are making more than your one mic or your one mini that you would be making normally, and you have a lot more of a shot at making it, right? So let's go over pretty much what happened, okay? So we have our 15-minute. Let's see, where am I? 9:30. Jeez, I should have set this up previously, huh? 9:30, okay, right here. All right, so I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit, show you guys pretty much what happened in that 15-minute window. So we have our 15-minute candle right here from yesterday. So I'm just gonna take this and move it down real quick for you. We have our 15-minute low. We then have our 15-minute high, okay? And as you guys know, I trade the 15-minute orb, so we're gonna change from the 15 to the 5-minute and see pretty much what happens at that point forward. So I'll move this over a little bit here. All right, so we have right here, this is yesterday morning. We finally, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but we kind of we dropped a little bit more, went up, closed up here, okay? I love the look of this immediately as it was. We were extremely bullish throughout the day. I talk about this all the time. We want to look at the daily. We were green, bullish, we were heading upwards, so I already had that momentum in my head of going upwards, going bullish. We had a 5-minute closure right here, as you guys can see, right? Now, as you guys know, once we have that 5-minute closure, we're looking 2 to 3 to 4 minutes into this candle. It was completely red for the most, first 3-4 minutes. But I still love the look of it, man. I'm not gonna lie, because it started heading back up again. I took the risk. Again, that's what micros are for, right? We take the risk. We were bullish. Everything was going bullish, and I figured I was looking at the 9:30 a.m. candles previously and the things that we really haven't attacked yet. So I told you guys what you guys can look for, right? That 6 p.m. 15-minute high, 15-minute low of previous days, previous weeks. If we haven't attacked those zones and we're close to those zones, the market's gonna move up or down to those zones. It happens every single day. It's liquidity zones. It's things that I told you God has taught me, right? 6 p.m. candles, 9:30 a.m. candles. They're very important in the market. In the market, you're gonna see that they consistently come and attack those zones and look to grab the liquidity from either the top side or the bottom side, most of the time both, okay? So obviously I put points up here. At this point, I'm looking, okay, well, I went in for, I think it was 2 or 3 micros right here, and I ended up seeing this big move come back down. It honestly sketched me out because of the war and everything going on right now, and I got out on some of the accounts right here. I held it all the way up from my eval accounts all the way up until, dude, sorry about the cat, he's going crazy in here. But I held it up to about 155 where my eval accounts took profit on the second level up here. But as you guys can see, we didn't really head up until the line where I thought we'd be at until right here. It was 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't really trade that late, so I just kind of let my trades run. When they hate to take profit, I'm out. And like I told you guys, if we're 1.5 ratio is what you should be going for, right? If we're risking $400, we should be going for a $600 reward. Things like that, where it's you're making consistent profits compared to your losses, okay? Your losses are going to be smaller compared to your wins. Your wins will add up throughout time, and that's what you want. You want to compile wealth throughout time like the Bible talks about, right? God wants our success. He wants us to provide for our families. God is our provider, right? But at the end of the day, you have to learn that, the market's going to do what it wants to do, and you got to work with the market, work with the flow. Do not work against it. That was like the biggest struggle I had for like a year straight, was just going against the market consistently, man. We're in a war, blah, blah, blah. We're just immediately going to short down. If the market's not showing you that it's shorting down, people made money right here. Of course they did. Someone went in with a mini, they probably made some serious change right here, right? But it's not worth that risk, right? I'd rather go with the market all day, especially when I'm using, if I was using minis essentially, oh my gosh, I would never go in for puts at that. I never would. Unless there's a reason. If we had a closure down here, 100% be going for shorts. So why? Because there's a 5-minute closure underneath that 15-minute candle. It's as easy as that, folks. Focus on just what you can focus on and let God handle the rest. Today, it really depends. We've been bullish. We've been bearish up until about 8 of session, and now we're bullish. I should say, I guess we're heading kind of bullish, but not really. If we're looking at the hour, obviously I'll make a video about this probably tomorrow, whatever today's trade is. I'm making this video at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to be heading over to spend some time with my family, to my mom today, and I'll probably make a video after that, honestly. I'll make a video after that, show you guys pretty much what happened in the market. Hopefully we have another win. I'm going to try my absolute hardest. That's all we can do. At the end of the day, I did take a L, 2 days ago, so I didn't think I recorded that, no. But I figured I'd tell you guys anyway. I took an L. I took a $570 loss on one of them, and then I took a $400 loss on my other account. These are funded. And then on my evals, I took a loss of like $1,400 or something like that. So again, you're gonna have days, ups, downs, in betweens, but it's more about our wins being bigger than our losses and really just trying to do the best trades we can. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss out on this content. I'll see you guys on the next video.